Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Overwatch Wednesday live here at the NECC. I am coming to you live for Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader, and joining me, of course, the one and only, the man that sends shivers down people's spines when he's in game. Connor Breeze is here. What's up, Connor?
Not much. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I mean, I tell you what, I keep making up these puns for your name, and I love it, man. I'm just telling you right now.
I keep it going then.
So we have an amazing matchup tonight. I could not be more excited as Champlain College comes in and faces California State Dominguez Hill. My goodness, do we have a 4K matchup? Connor, we're about to see some high-class Overwatch.
Oh, there's going to be lots of point contention in this one. I can't wait to see the kind of team compositions they come out with tonight.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, you are going to see that same map set. We're going to start on the streets of Havana, move in the high country to Eichenwald, and then end by the sea in Ilios. This is a best of 3 match, but we will play all 3 maps here at the NECC to help those map wins can determine playoff seeding down the line. Now, Connor, the biggest thing I think we need to tell people is what is the biggest difference that people might see here in the Champions Division over what they saw earlier tonight in our previous game?
Well, it's a lot faster, first of all. The team comps are going to be put together faster. They're going to hit each other harder at the choke points. They're also going to work together with their ultimate abilities a lot better, and you're going to see a lot of 2 ultimates at a time instead of, one here and there trickled in. You're going to see a lot of teamwork here moving forward.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic night of Overwatch. And we want to say thank you to where that fantastic night of Overwatch is brought to you by. So a huge thank you to our partners. Thank you to our friends over at Helix Esports, our friends at ESTV, providing some of the best esports in the world on their platform. And of course, our friends at the NFL Alumni Association for past and present players getting involved in esports. I tell you what, I cannot wait to get this game started. California State, Dominguez Hills, they play multiple titles here, and they've been competitive at every single game they played. You have to think that they're going to start out pretty powerful. Champlain College does come into this, Connor, with a 1-0 record, as this will be Champlain College's first match here in week 2. I mean, I think we're about to see some fireworks, my man.
Oh, for sure. There's going to be big clashes all over the screen for the entire night. It is going to be one battle after the next.
And do you expect to see, I think we do we expect to see probably here as we get ready to go to Havana, maybe a double shield? I mean, obviously holding that first corner, getting those early picks, it proved in the last match to be crucial in winning this map for sure.
Oh, for sure. Double shield is a very, very strong team composition moving into this map, especially when you're attacking. Just being able to have a little more protection on that open street than you would otherwise. There's a lot of high ground that the defenders can use and a lot of things like that. So that's something to definitely consider when moving forward. But once you get around that corner, it's such a close corners team battle that, anything could happen.
And like we saw in that first match, a pocketed Mercy, a possible pocketed Widow, a pocketed Ashe, playing that high ground offset of that mid lane. I mean, it can just be devastating. Let's look at the lineups as they pop up. Let's take a look. And just so everyone knows watching at home, Champlain College will be in blue here, as California State Dominguez Hills will be in the red. Connor, what are you seeing?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of custom match restarted by the moderator. Little confused here.
No worries.
Things are restarting here. It looks like we're back in. Things are restarting, but it looks like the team compositions are going to be the same for the most part. I mean, there's 25 seconds on the clock for them to assemble their team. But before we went to that weird break there, I saw both teams using a Ryan Zarya combination, which is a very brawl comp esque. It's very much up in your face. I think I even saw a Reaper in there, which could be very, very important to their gameplay style. Being able to be up in the enemy team's face, with that life steal and be able to really cause havoc. So it looks like Champlain, it has a Reaper and Sombra combination, whereas California has the Hanzo and Ash. So California is looking for more of those long-range fighters, while Champlain's looking to be up in your face the whole time. We'll have to see how that goes and turns out for everybody. It looks like Champlain is holding in Cafe, waiting real close for California to come out. It'll be a very quick first brawl here. Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 10 seconds away from kicking off this first match. Let's get into it. Welcome to the NECC, and let's Overwatch.
Champlain at spawn doors, already antied, but 2 bubbles from Zarya coming out immediately, keep getting that anti off the tanks. They are just immediately brawling, being up in their face, kind of like I thought their game plan would be after seeing the Reaper and, all those close quarters brawl tanks. We got the Reaper was slept by Ana from California. However, Champlain is holding that spawn door very well. They are down their Sombra and Moira, it appears, but they are on their way back for spawn. This could be an interesting 6v4 here. Sleep and Anti both missed by Ana on California, and now the Rhines are getting into it at the spawn door. Is Lucio running around, Moira making it back into the mix. Farah was just taken out by Widow. Little bit of a change there from Ash to Widow. Picking the Mercy, so main healer's down. Reinhardt looks to be in a bit of a bad way until his teammates come and back him up. Shatters Zarya through the payload. Great tech there. Kills the Ana, is on fire, and eventually gets picked by the Hanzo Reinhardt combination. Their Reinhardt gets picked by the Moira and Hanzo, or the Moira and Zarya. And it looks like it is 3 people left on the payload from Champlain, and California regroups.
I mean, and wow. How about Champlain just getting on that spawn door, just holding it. Tough.
Moira Zarya, last 2 on payload, their team could not get there fast enough and they get staggered. So it looks like Champlain's going to have to back off here or risk staggering even further, which it looks like they're backing off, waiting for their teammates to get back together into this next fight here. They're going to give them sacrifice a little bit of payload space to make sure they have a full 6-on-6 team fight moving forward, and they'll have a good contest here.
And for everyone watching at home, you can see that cart, you can see that payload as it moves forward, as the Rhine moves forward. It's a come on point. They need to get through each checkpoint to gain more time and get to that final checkpoint.
Huge grab from Champlain, and it looks like the Coalesce is going to come through, and the Widow is doing work along with the Reaper. DPS are really being crucial to this game's success here.
What a massive play.
Fantastic ultimate combination. Like I was saying earlier, how they were going to focus more on combining ults. That Grav Moira Coalescence was huge there. And it looks like their Widow is still taking pot shots at the spawn doors for California. And ults have just been popped as well.
And like we talked about, so much momentum at this high a level. When you think that Dominguez Hills is going to push around this corner, Champlain just comes out and wins a team fight out of nowhere. And
huge shatter out of California. Responded with a beat in the ante, but there comes the Dragons as that combination ult. Mercy's in a bad way. Mercy gets taken out. Reinhardt is surrounded. Champlain is going back on the offensive, absolutely deleting California from the game there. That was a team kill if I've ever seen one.
Cool. And I love you jumping in there, but that's the exact point that I was making there. I mean, what a momentum shift. You think that California State is going to move all the way up with the payload, and to come back, regroup as a team, and just massively win that point there.
It looks like they're just poking, but Widow, another very dangerous person to play against on this map as well. Grav coming out, Ash is rezzed, and there is the nanoed Rhine. Bet he's shattered. Here comes a Reaper ult into the shatter, but they are antied and the Rhine survives, but the Zarya does not. Bob's in the background. Lucio is zoning, trying to hide behind that lamppost to not die from that Bob in the background. They are completely ignoring Bob. And it looks like they got 5 seconds left. They might be able to get a single contest left, but it is not looking good for California.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of round one. I mean, Connor, wow, what a way for Champlain to push through and take it. And I mean, California State, Dominguez Hill, just nowhere to go, nowhere to go. So obviously, it sets them back for this next round.
Yeah, I think their thought process of being so up in their face with their composition, I think really worked out for them. And also having that smart switch from Sombra to Widow, noticing the Sombra wasn't getting as much value as the Widow could be after Sombra was taken down on a stagger, I think was a really, really smart move for them, and it paid off well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, you are watching us here. This is the Champions Division, our top tier. Some of the biggest Overwatch teams in the country in college esports are here. Teams like Boise State, Midland University, obviously these two great schools. Multiple universities here at the NECC. And Connor, I think, I mean, it goes to show that I think that the NECC is putting something very special together, especially here in this Overwatch division.
Oh, for sure, and I can't wait to see it grow even further.
Absolutely.
Now, it looks like Champlain's got a Bastion in the composition. That could be deadly for California to deal with. California also holding up on spawn doors. It looks like a Junkrat trap has been laid. They have a Mei ready to block off doors, but patient as always. They are coming from far left side instead of doorway, and they are looking to play the safe route, and the Bastion is already tearing into that Mei wall, breaking shields, and really doing a number on their composition there. They have an Ana playing safe to the side, you know, keeping heals on their team, but how much can that Bastion do more so than their Ana? If that Bastion stays up, it's going to be a problem. Ryan was res, but, you know, the Reaper and Ryan combo, they are tearing them apart. Huge pin there to keep through. There's a Junkrat on the backside that got the Bastion. Mercy. Battle mercying on towards that Junkrat, trying to get a pick there, but they are pushing forward without the Bastion. But not that they need it. They are absolutely steamrolling right now.
Massive bit of aggression, just like they did in the first round.
Yep, it looks like they have enough time for one last touch. We'll see what ultimates are used here. Bastion's pretty close to an ultimate. Mercy on California's close to an ultimate. There goes the Bastion ultimate. Tracer being a nuisance in the background, really doing a good job of contesting, but could not stay further past there, and it looks like that's going to be round 2.
That is it. And ladies and gentlemen, Champlain College takes round 1, map 1 of this best of 3 series. Let's take a look at the play of the game here. It looks like it's going to be this Reaper.
My guess would be it was when that big shatter. Yep, here it comes. Takes out the Ashe with the pocket. Oh, it was not. It takes out the Ashe, takes out the Hanzo, so both DPS were taken out there, and then finishes off the Zarya. That was some big plays coming from Reaper. He was up in their face for the rest of that match. He was really doing a great job being in position and causing a nuisance for the rest of the other team.
Absolutely. And the way that Champlain came out, I think it's brilliant the way that you said it. They camped on that opening spawn door, and they never took their foot off the gas in anything they did, and just complete pressure and just almost overwhelmed California State Dominguez Hills. Nothing they could do.
Oh yeah, you know, momentum is a big thing in this game, and if once you get to momentum of the game, it is hard to lose it. Especially when you're staggering the other team and, you know, getting picks here and there. You know, I think they also did a really good job of when they were staggered, backing up, waiting for their teammates to come back to that fight and giving themselves a better chance rather than going in 4-on-6.
Looking at the screen here, it looks like we might have a sub at California Dominguez Hills. I believe switching out Apollo. Am I correct there, Connor?
It appears to be.
Absolutely. So guys, what's going to happen? We are going to switch, and we are headed to the high country, the home of Reinhardt. We're going to Eichenwald. I don't know if it's his home, but I know that's where the cutscene came from. Connor, what can you tell us about this map here?
Well, it's a great map here. It's, you know, really good design. You know, my favorite part of this map is the bridge going into between second and third point. really getting in there, and all those environmental kills that you can get into. It's a very tight location. It's hard to play against. It's easy to defend and really hard to push. So seeing these teams really get after it there is always a good team fight to watch. And then that first corner of the map is always a hard choke point to push through. I'll be very interested to see, if Champlain changes up their strategy at all or keeps with that in-your-face kind of brawl composition and, keeps pushing forward.
And that is exactly what I would expect a Lucio main to say, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move through the streets of Eichenwald, Connor, you touched on this in that last map, but how about what a beautifully designed map this is?
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong, and it's a great aesthetic, and it works very well. There's a lot of high points, there's a lot of low ground areas, there's flanks, there's a lot of places to go with this game that opens up a lot of possibilities for the players.
Let's take a look at the team composition and see what they're going to come out with. I see a Genji from the California State side.
This is looking like a dive composition if I've ever seen one. Mercy, Lucio for the supports, good mobility there. They also got the Genji Tracer combination, which is great for getting picks very, very fast. And then obviously you got your Diva Winston to really dive on target. So it looks like they're going to try to outdive the other team, who is using Reinhardt Diva with a Moira and Lucio for the supports with an Ashe and a Reaper. Staying very, very similar to their brawl comp. It is interesting to see how Dive is going to work into this.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Second map, first round. Champlain up 1-0. Let's Overwatch here at the NECC.
Fire Strike Eaton at the beginning. Tracer and Mercy all the way to the left side, flanking. Quick damage boost, but the Mercy's back to the team. It looks like they're getting right into it. Winston dives, pops bubble. Ryan pins the Winston. Diva from California has been demeched. Reaper is getting in there after the Mercy and the Lucio, trying to pick the supports. Diva is with him. They pick the Mercy, and it looks like Champlain is going to be up here. Winston goes down. Diva's back in mech from California, but is trying to get out while Champlain's Diva is chasing. Demeched, and they are most likely going to leave. Yep, it looks like that. They left the Diva demeched. Moving forward, and that'll be a severe disadvantage for the Diva.
This first choke point is so crucial here, Connor. Such a crucial point.
Bit of a chase there for the Tracer, who ended up picking the Lucio from Champlain, and now they are pushing forward, and they lost that choke point. But there's a huge shatter. Got Diva and Winston both out of here. Genji and Lucio from California are being chased out now. The Mercy could not make it out. I see a Torbjorn now coming from Champlain, and it is looking like they have regained control of this map and are pushing back to the choke point.
Impressive start right there. You'd think that all the momentum would go California State's way and just to turn it around. It's very impressive.
They're really good about regrouping and coming back in with a solid plan of attack. Tracer doing Tracer things, being in their backline again, trying to pull them away from that choke point successfully. They're rotating right. Champlain's Diva has been remeched. They are getting back into it. There's a Blade from California and a bomb from Diva. Picks two, but it seems pretty even so far. Mercy reses the Reinhardt. That could be massive. Reinhardt on Champlain has been Tracer bombed and is out. It looks like Diva is what's remaining, and she is being demeched as we speak here. It looks like California is going to take point one.
Absolutely. And for those new to Overwatch, now that the point has been taken, that payload will try to be pushed along that timeline at the top center of your screen to reach that checkpoint and get to that final yellow checkpoint across the main bridge. And let's see how this plays out.
Looks like Lucio is going to the back line. Reinhardt's trying to keep them in that room with Tracer blinking around in there being a nuisance. Genji's on Torbjorn's turret and breaks that on the bridge while he's fairly out of position. The team fight is going forward. Torbjorn ults all over point, forcing California to drop back and regroup slightly. And they are up in their face. They don't care that their spawn's 15 feet away. They're going after it. Reaper ults in the background, gets the Lucio, and they pick all of them with the ults. It looks like a Coalescence was also popped there, and that just cleans up. They push all the way to the spawn doors and then bring back. There is a Tracer near spawn, and it looks like they were chasing her for a bit, but now they are regrouping.
Absolutely. And for California State, man, you have momentum. You have to find a way, just like Champlain does. You have to regroup here and come back and get this payload moving.
Tracer sticks Reinhardt from Champlain, and he gets dashed to death by Genji. They're down their main tank. We'll see how it goes here. They have a Baptiste now, and they're using Blade. This is not looking good for Champlain. They are pushing through. Main healer goes down. Reinhardt's fighting, or Roadhog, excuse me, is fighting both Tracer and Genji in the background. Reaper is the only one contesting point currently, and he is a good character to do it. However, he could not beat 4 characters by himself. California is now pushing the payload, getting close to bridge. Tracer, it looks like she is getting a vantage point and is waiting to drop on somebody. Oh, she blinks out, keeps the Lucio for out of the window, and is pushing into the other team or returning back to her point. Now, Champlain's doing something interesting here. They are taking it from the back route, avoiding the bridge in its entirety in order to not get environmental. Lucio gets grabbed, but Ryan shatters 4, but it was not enough because of the Baptiste bubble. It looks like they lost this point fighting from behind, but they are still fighting. It looks like they're going to stagger off. Moira does the smart play of jumping off the cliff in order to not give them any extra ultimate charge or giving them any extra anything.
Oh, well, Connor, questionable flank play there. Maybe that's something they practiced. It just didn't work in that situation.
You know, it's something they may have practiced, and, you know, it might have been somewhat safer to go around the bridge, but, you know, that really gave up, you know, point control, and that's something they really got to, you know, keep in mind when going through that. Moira coalesces, and they pick up a 4-piece. Tracer's still in the background, giving them a very hard time. Tracer is very hard to kill. Baptiste jumps off in order to save some ultimate charge from the other team, and they are now, California is now regrouping. Champlain is keeping the pressure on.
California State going to come back here. They have Shatter, and they have Window as well.
Yeah, you're not wrong, and Champlain is about to have Shatter, Death Blossom, and that could be a big combination coming up here. They just need to make sure that Lamp is not down when they throw that Death Blossom out there. They're pushing them back to the bridge, and it seems like they're playing as aggressive as always, right in their face.
Shan for California State also has Blade as well. Blade and the Tracer Bomb as well.
Looks like Sombra's making an appearance again, switching from the Torb to the Sombra. Seeing if they can get some hacks off. Window's been cast, but it does not matter because Ryan has shattered, but there goes the Lamp. Lamp saves California's Reinhardt, but then he re-shatters Champlain's Reinhardt, and here comes the Death Blossom. Picks none, but definitely does a lot of damage here. It looks like Champlain is going to keep the point exactly where it is, although they lost 2, but spawn is not far. It looks like Sombra and Zarya are coming back from spawn.
Massive. California switches to the Doomfist. Massive play here.
See what this does. For that. Yeah, Doomfist looking for that big pick potential here. You know, his ability to insta-kill 200 health heroes is aggressive. Nano Blade, first one we've seen today. And he's hacked. That takes that away from him almost in its entirety, but he still picks up the brig kill. Here comes the grab. Lamp is in the way, though. Death Blossom cannot come out if he had it, but they did a really good job of just keeping them together and keeping the damage on them, forcing them not being able to continue pushing, although they are well within this team point right here. The heals are coming off. That Zarya has Grav from California, and Brig has ulted from Champlain. They are still pushing on the payloads. Zarya has been hacked by Sombra, knowing that she has Grav. It's something they are looking out for. That's why they are backing up, playing it safe. Sombra getting hacks off again. There's a Doomfist trying to punch in, but there is a big grab right here and now. But there's the Shatter, but it was not enough. Reinhardt slept by the Ana, and he stays sleeping. Baptiste, a questionable Lamp, and the Reinhardt from California has been hacked. Doom has been nanoed, looking for that pick potential. Reaper has been slept out of his ultimate. Doomfist now ulting point. Zarya bubbles to get out of it. Doomfist still on the point, but hacked. Mass hack from Sombra. Ultimate has been used, and now Coalescence. It's overtime. They are just cleaning up the point. It was a solid push from California, but they could not get all the way.
I think, and I think one of the biggest plays here. How about, man, like you called it, a massive nano blade, the first one we've seen today. And how about Champlain coming back with the EMP to stop it right in its tracks?
You know, I thought the nano blade was fantastic, but the Sombra pick was probably the best thing they could have done in that situation, especially knowing they picked Doomfist because he is hard countered by a Sombra. Once he is hacked, he's almost irrelevant in this game.
It's impressive. So, not a lot of time here. 10 seconds. Let's see what changes are made. We did see a McCree there by Shan from California State at the end. It was just a little bit too late. Let's see what they come out with now.
Champlain looks like they're still rocking the Rhine, Zarya, Moira, Lucio. They kept the Sombra, but they're keeping a Reaper. So it sounds like they're keeping their composition very, very similar to what they last dealt with. As far as California is concerned, McCree and Doom, the Doomfist is going to have a hard time with that Sombra, but if he can get those picks out, it won't matter as much. Ana, Mercy, obviously, is what they've been running all game. I think they're going to keep running it. And then Rhine, Zarya again. Rhine Zarya is a very strong tank combination, very good for brawling, and it looks like that's what these two teams want to do.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Round 2 on this second map. We have Overwatch here in the NECC.
Good early fire strikes, getting that ultimate built up. Doom gets his first pick on the Reaper. They are down 1. Champlain then pins the Doom. They are even. Both teams down to DPS. And down 2 goes California. Down 3 goes California. They are in not a good position. Reinhardt hacked. No more shield for you. And the Ana goes down. They take first point very, very quickly. Mercy's still looking like she wants to contest or back out, but the Lucio is going to go up there and deal with her. And they're looking for the stagger as well.
Connor, what a massive play. Doomfist gets that early pick, drops down, and as he drops down, a huge pin by the Ryan takes him right out of contention, and Champlain takes the point.
That's just looking like it must have been some great communication going on Champlain's side, knowing that the Doomfist had dropped down, the Ryan had enough communication to know and turn around and get that pin off. It looks like they're going through castle, which is interesting. They're not pushing payload as of right now. They are dropping directly on the team. This is another interesting bridge play. They are getting after it in that room, very close. I hear a hack come off from Champlain, and they are bullying that Reinhardt. Zarya is attempting to get out, but the Reaper and Sombra say, no way, you're not leaving.
Massive play there.
They're getting great time on this payload, pushing it forward.
If you're California State, what are you doing here, Connor? What are you changing?
I would definitely take a look and just see what counters their composition currently, because they're not going to out-brawl with them with their current composition. The Doom got a good pick, but he's not been able to deal with that Sombra in the slightest. And here comes a Coalescence grab on the bridge, which is also going to be in a bad place for them. High Noon's coming out from behind, though. Big picks, but it was not big enough. It was a really good High Noon. Oh, he's nanoed. He can maybe do something, and they get a res off. California is actually up here. Sombra slept. And she's flashed, and she goes off. They regroup. That was a great play by the McCree right there. You know, getting momentum swung back in their favor. Getting those 2 very important picks, being able to move forward at this match. And that really saved them from losing that point.
California still has Shatter, Valkyrie, and that Doom Pistol as they come back.
Scary thing for Champlain. Oh, here's a Shatter. They're using Beat as well to get away from that. Now they're fighting on the bridge. There's that huge hack, which is absolutely devastating to any team playing against it. And here comes the team wipe.
Wow, what a momentum take.
Like I was about to say, and before they beat me to it, Sombra, her ultimate is very, very powerful, especially when used in tight locations with their composition. They can absolutely change a fight no matter how many ultimates the other team has. Champlain's Reinhardt has been antied, and he's 1 HP, but he backs out with just enough shield to get through. It looks like California has Grav, but has been shattered. Let's see who's picked. There's 2 picks there. They grab anyway, and they might be able to turn this fight around for themselves, which they do. They also pop Nano on the Reinhardt. It looks like California is going to win this, and Champlain is going to back out and regroup for the next push. They have 4 minutes, 18 seconds left, and it looks like they're going to play this aggressive but smart. Big
and one of the things Champlain has done so well is the regroup. They've been so impressive on their regroup as they come back into this team fight.
There's a High Noon shut down by the pin. Grav thrown and Shatter thrown, but canceled each other out. Hacks are coming through. Zarya's hacked, can't do anything about it. Looks like Ana's in a bad way. Mercy has ulted and is flying above point, but could not stay alive. The Somber's really being a problem for them right now. Genji trying to pick something up, put it together. Dives in on the Rhine, and then Reaper with his Death Blossom picks up 2. Reinhardt goes down. All that's left is the supports for California, and that is the map. Champlain.
Wow. I mean, we're going to take a look, obviously, at this play of the game, but what an impressive stand. It's Shan from Genji. It's actually the California State Genji in this map. Let's see this play.
You know, you got to have some respect for those nano blades, or not even nano blades, just regular blades. It is very, very powerful if used correctly, and he is all over those supports. You know, that's a great job by that Genji, you know, focusing the right targets and getting after who he needs to get after.
Absolutely. So, 2 maps. So the match goes 2-0. Champlain College comes out and just aggressively takes over. Now, we will play this 3rd map. As I've said in the past, you know, map seeding, map wins will deal with playoff seedings, and it's a crucial thing. So if you're California State, how do you motivate yourself here in this third and final map to try to at least steal this last map win?
So not only do you need to motivate yourself, because it does matter for playoffs and things like that. So it's not like they lost today's match and it doesn't matter anymore. It still has purpose. And also, you know, as long as they keep trying and keep trying to find something new, it's a very good learning experience. You know, you can go back, watch the VOD, you can try new things, learn new things, you know, deal with new situations in a better way, and then learn from what you had trouble with, and then move forward in a better place going forward.
Absolutely. And Connor, for Champlain, I think the thing that needs to be said, I think communication is something that you commented on a couple times, but how about the fact that any time that California State Dominguez Hill would get momentum, they would win a team fight, they would have a team fight on the California side, they would get all the momentum you would think in their favor. Champlain College just turns around, and I think the way that they regrouped as a team was beyond impressive. I don't even know a word that would be better than that, to come back and after losing every single ounce of momentum, and it's almost like they won almost every team fight after a regroup by them. It's impressive.
Oh, for sure. It's just smart Overwatch gameplay. It's what it comes down to. They work very well as a team. They know their composition. They are brawlers if I've ever seen them. They love being up in your face, moving fast, and dealing with every enemy one at a time. It comes down to, you know, like I said, communication again. They're targeting pretty much the same people for the most part, and that is basically mowing down every health bar they get to extremely fast, faster than any of the healers can deal with it. You know, it's a very, very powerful thing they're using right now, and I'd love to see California get a counter for it and really work them hard.
Needing to get a counter. I mean, the Reaper play has just been so aggressive, everything they've done. And obviously, I think sometimes it gets looked over, but how about the support play by both these teams at this high of Overwatch, especially for Champlain? It's easy for us to talk about DPS and talk about those things that happen, but how about those support players, keeping them alive and keeping them in this fight to be able to be up 2-0 in this match?
Oh, for sure. The Lucio is doing his job. He's speeding his team in. You know, he's getting massive heals, because Lucio's job isn't to be the main healer of his team. It's really to get their team in good positions to be able to deal with the other team, especially at such a close range composition as they use. So, you know, having their Lucio, you know, really work into it is a really great thing to see, and not somebody that's focusing on healing the whole time. It's great mechanical work, as well as the Mercy play. I've seen a lot of Mercy play gameplay from both sides that has just been great reses, great healing, not focusing too much on one player or the other, and just making sure everybody's topped off going into every fight.
And before we get ready to start around, we do have a change for Champlain College. Frosty is going to come in for Loreno, and Java Chup. I can't say that. Yeah, Java Chup comes in for Trax as well. So going to be changing. I'm sorry, Trax comes in for Java Chup, and I mean maybe from Champlain you're just looking. You know that you've won today's match. Maybe you want to get those subs a chance to be in here in NECC play and see how it looks.
Experience is always a good thing, no matter what time it is. If you got a game where it's like you need to, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, you're just trying to learn from your experiences. That is a fantastic time for some subs to come in, try to get their hand off, show what they can do, and maybe turn this thing around.
Before we get into these heroes, can you explain to people what this kind of game mode will be here on this point?
So this game mode specifically is basically a battle for the middle of the map. There's one point in the middle of the map that both teams are fighting for control over. As long as one team has control and one person is still in that point, it cannot be taken over by the other team. So the goal is to remove the other team from the point and take it over. Now, it looks like there's going to be a lot of brawling going on in this map too, which looks very good for Champlain, but it also has some really good long-range pathways for any type of long-range sniper, or Hanzo maybe would be a good way to go. I see Girthquake on the Widow as well as Lurer. So we got two Widows here looking for that long-range gameplay. Out of California, we have Brian Zarya. And out of Champlain, we have Roadhog Ball. It is an interesting combination. We also have a Pharmacy sitting up top, but there is a Pharah attempting to deal with that, or a Widow attempting to deal with the Pharmacy. Ball's already antied, but he's running around doing everything he can. It looks like California is going straight to point instead of anything else. They're really focusing on the objective here, which is not necessarily a bad way to go about it. Ball slams and focuses that Mercy, and the Roadhog ends up getting the final pick on her. Champlain is surrounding the last two tanks. They are on quite literally every side of them. It is very interesting to watch this kind of gameplay where you're watching people so coordinatedly surround the enemy. Widow is last alive and is backing off, and it looks like Champlain's going to take this point.
And California State gonna have to try to regroup here. Champlain just been so aggressive, giving California State everything they can handle and much more. Let's see how they bounce back.
It looks like the Widow was being damage boosted by the Mercy, trying to get a few picks off some grapples, and is trying to change her positioning to deal with it, where the Pharah comes back in and gets dealt with by Genji, but the Widow takes over and takes off the Ana. Ball ults in the middle on point. Reinhardt kind of left on his own right now, but Zarya rotates back. Mercy gets taken down. Zarya gets taken down, and all that's left is the Reinhardt. Champlain continuing to be dominant here. That Ball ultimate was a devastating ultimate right there. Took care of every single bit of that Reinhardt shield and left him with nowhere to go.
Man, what an aggressive play by Champlain. Gonna have to, if you're California State, you have to try to do something. You have to try to salvage something in this match. Let's see if they can pull something off here.
Both Widows used walls, and there it comes, a damage boosted barrage. Can the Mercy get the res off? She can, and the Genji is one shot after attempting to stuff it. Frosty then picks the Mercy. Very aggressive play by Champlain here, as we've seen all night, and Reinhardt even on California even charges backwards to try to get back with his team instead of being in the middle of that team fight. Mercy flies out, getting away from the other team now, and it looks like California regroups.
California going to come back, almost have every single one of their ults. And here comes a blade.
Nano blade even. He's going after the Widow specifically. Takes down the Widow. It's a good target for him to take. We are in overtime now, 99-99. Roadhog gets slept. Ball drops. California's Zarya grabs, but Hog survives it. It is Ball, Hog in the middle now. Lucio now returning to the fight. It is a 6v3. Lucio goes down. Ball goes down. Roadhog goes down. California takes control and brings it into 99%, 4%.
Talk about at the last minute. Wow, way to save a point.
You know, they really worked for that one, and they are not giving up. They're working hard for every bit of this game. Widow from Girthquake drops walls, revealing everyone on every position on the map right now. Balls flanking to the side, same with Roadhog. Roadhog grabs Mercy, takes her down. Roadhog and Ryan get into it in the middle. Damage orb from Moira. Hook from Roadhog, but Roadhog slept. Roadhog now pinned. Moira keeping Roadhog alive, fighting with that Reinhardt. Ball now helping. That Reinhardt's in a bad way and goes down. Looks like Widow from California is out of position while his team regroups. It looks like he might be fighting with the Lucio right now. Lucio takes the Widow, and they may not be able to get a touch here. Ball knocks them back, no touch.
And that is the end of round one. I mean, Connor, what an impressive showing by Champlain College here. It shows you why they're 1-0 coming into this game. I mean, just complete dominance so far.
Yeah, you know, they found what they're good at, and they have grinded it. They must work on this composition very, very regularly. It seems like they are mechanically, you know, inclined for these brawl up close in your face positions. You know, they're hitting their shots. They're really positionally working together well. You know, they're doing all the right little things that you need to do to be able to push it forward.
If it, like my mama always said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Now, both teams going backside on the way to middle, taking over the gondola area. It looks like they're slowly pushing to the point at pretty much the same way, although Champlain is closer to the point here. Lots of fire strikes, lots of more orbs. It looks like Champlain's Ryan's shield has been broken, or just, yep, there it goes. It breaks just there, and now they're getting pushed in on, being even more aggressive with a broken Ryan shield. Ryan has been hacked, has no shield, and it looks like Champlain is in the point with all of California outside of. Reaper is doing work on the Reinhardt, picks the Reinhardt. Lucio trying to boop that Reaper off of point. California's Reaper going in, not taking no for an answer, going after that Lucio, but could not get the pick. Champlain takes the point, and California regroups.
At this point, there's not much to say.
You're not wrong here. We're at a regroup. We got a Sombra in the background looking for some picks, fighting with the Zarya. Gets out alive. Reaper looks like he's going up. He's 6% from an ult. It looks like he's going to drop a Death Blossom pretty soon, going after the Lucio. Reinhardt getting into the mix, into the building. Moira dropping Coalescence. Genji blading in an enclosed area. That can be dangerous for anybody. It looks like Champlain has to back up. They are down 2, but they have ultimate advantage. Actually, they don't even have ultimate advantage. They are down 1 ultimate compared to California. Let's see if they can bring this back. California beats. They both grab. There was the Sombra EMP, which won that team fight. Sombra EMP is so devastating. No matter how many ultimates are used, it just shuts the game down.
Something to be said about that Sombra play. Wow, I mean, just and on Champlain for being able to stay on that Sombra and play it well.
It looks like Ryan got a little bit greedy and got taken down by the enemy Reaper, and now they are down their main tank and have to back up in order to stay in this fight. 91%. Reaper gets picked by McCree. You know, they are shattered, but missed the shatter. Good block by the California Reinhardt. Good pin, and now the Reinhardt on California is hacked, and they are swinging away. California Reaper, though, comes in with a Death Blossom and takes 2, but that was not enough to finish it off. Zarya, Sombra, Reaper from I'm losing my mind a little bit here. From Champlain, hold the point, and the game is over.
Absolutely. What an impressive performance. And as we look, let's look at Lido. And it's that Sombra. Let's see this Sombra play of the game.
Oh, that's the big EMP here. That is what a team wipe looks like.
Whew, what a massive play. What a massive play. As we come back to the NECC studio, as we call it a studio, I mean, I'm at my house and Connor's at his house. But Connor, what an amazing night of Overwatch. We started out in the Challengers division. It worked. It was an amazing night of Overwatch. Now we come here to the Champions division where Champlain College comes out, moves to 2-0 on the year with a impressive 3-0 victory over California State University Dominguez Hills. And I mean, pure dominance. That's
Yeah.
all to say.
This is what Overwatch looks like. This is the real deal. This is what Overwatch looks like when you have people that understand and play the game frequently and they really work hard about perfecting their gameplay. This is Overwatch in a nutshell. This is beautiful, beautiful gameplay played at a high speed, at a high pace. This is amazing to watch.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to remind you 5 nights a week here at the NECC, we have some of the best college esports from anywhere in the country right here. Monday, we started off sponsored by the NFL Alumni Association with Madden Mondays live. Tuesday, we move into high world class Valorant here at the NECC. And of course, Wednesdays, you can find myself, Connor Breeze, here for Overwatch Wednesdays. Tomorrow night, you will see my man Ethan with League of Legends here at the NECC. And then Friday, we move into myself and Voltage Place will be casting some world class Rocket League. We have some amazing Rocket League programs. So if you get a chance, come back and see us. You can see all of that live at twitch.tv/NECC_esports. And of course, if we're not online, you can see everything on social media at NECC Games on Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere. But Connor, it's your first night here at the NECC and your first night with me, man. I'm sure glad you're here, dude.
Oh, it's been an exciting night. You know, it's been a lot of fun being here, and I'm excited for the next one.
Absolutely, man. You're gonna have to come hang out with me next Wednesday. We're gonna have to do it all over again. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
I love it. I love it. Guys, want to say a huge thank you to our partners. Thank you to Helix Esports for everything they do for us. Thank you to the NFL Alumni Association. And of course, thank you to our friends at ESTV providing some of the greatest esports action from around the world on their platform. Guys, for the NECC, for our commissioner, Jacob Van Ryan, for our director of esports, Caleb Gluby, because he made me say it right. And of course, the one and only my guest host tonight, Mr. Connor Breeze himself. Make sure you find us both online. Until next time, my name is Jaron Bell. Thank you for joining us here at Overwatch Wednesdays. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful night. And college esports lives here. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.